The story opens with a young man named Oliver Quick. He is talking to someone off-screen about his relationship with Felix Ketten. Oliver states that while he did love Felix, he claims he was not in love with him. In 2006, Oliver attends Oxford University under a scholarship, so he doesn't fit in with the rest of the students who come from wealth. He is first approached by another student, Michael Gavey, who is a bit awkward and off-putting. And he also gets off on the wrong foot with another student named Farla. While returning to his room, he finds Felix with his bike after getting a flat tire. Oliver offers Felix his bike so he can get to his destination. He is happy that someone is helping him. Felix kisses Oliver on the forehead and sets out. Oliver is delightful that he got kissed by a wealthy man. Oliver is sitting with Michael in the bar and watching Felix. Felix notices him and tells him to come over and sit with him. Felix introduces him to his friends. Michael is ignored by Oliver and go home. Oliver and Felix start spending time together. They both drink, look at hot girls and party together. Oliver begins to spend more time with Felix, who has taken a liking to him. Oliver effectively starts to ignore Michael, who tells him that Felix and his friends will get bored of him eventually. Felix is spending time with his girlfriend, and Oliver is spying on them. He and Felix are in room together talking with each other. Suddenly Oliver tells Felix to clean his dirty room. Felix then tells Oliver to leave. He is going to text him so they can get together. He is waiting for the text message from Felix. He then goes to bar and sees Felix is enjoying himself and leaves. Oliver sees Annabelle in the stairway. She asks about Felix. He tells her that Felix is at the bar drinking with his friends. Then Annabelle hooks up with Oliver even though she called him poor when she was with Felix. While they were making out, Oliver said something rude to Annabelle so she left the room without finishing. Oliver later goes to Felix's room crying, saying he just learned his father passed away, presumably from a night of drinking. Oliver says he cannot go home, as his mother is a drug addict and he doesn't feel safe in his own home. Felix offers Oliver a chance to join him at his family's estate in Saltburn over the summer, after the boys finish their final exams. Oliver joins Felix on the trip to Saltburn and arrives at their sprawling mansion. A butler opens the door. He tells Oliver to follow him. Oliver meets Felix and walks him to his room. After that, Oliver meets Felix's parents, Sir James and Lady Elspeth, plus Felix's sister Venetia and Elspeth's friend Pamela. Elspeth asks Oliver invasive questions about his family and home life, which embarrasses Felix, who has told his family everything about Oliver. Farla also stays at Saltburn, since he and Felix are cousins. Later at night he joins everyone at the dinner table. Oliver starts to spend time with Felix, Venetia, and Farla. First by lounging naked in the field outside the mansion. Then they spend time together at the pool, watching movies at night and playing different games together. Later in the day, Oliver watches as Felix masturbates in the bathtub, and then later goes to slurp up the remaining bath water when he is gone. While he grows closer to Felix, Oliver also starts to hang around Elspeth and Venetia. He first suggests to Elspeth that Pamela is involved in something shady against her, as a means to get her away from Saltburn. Later at night, he finds Venetia by the garden and performs oral sex on her while she is on her period. Farla witnesses this and tells Felix about it, who expresses discomfort with Oliver being with his sister that way. He then tells Felix that Farla lied to him, because he is jealous that we are together. Felix is at peace after hearing this. Then he goes to Farla to tell him that he needs to stop lying about his friends. The Kettens then host a party at the mansion. During a round of karaoke, Farla taunts Oliver by having him go up and sing Pet Shop Boys Rent to mock him over how he's basically moved into the Kettens' home. At night, Oliver goes into Farley's room to threaten him while crawling over him, while also giving him a handjob. In the morning, Farla is sent out of Saltburn after it was said that he was attempting to steal from them. Later, when Oliver is with Felix and Elspeth, she casually mentions that Pamela has died. She committed suicide in her apartment. With the summer nearly over, the Kettens plan a party for Oliver's upcoming birthday. Felix then surprises Oliver with a trip to see his mother, which Oliver seems to be trying to avoid. When the boys arrive at the house, Felix is stunned to see that not only is Oliver's mother Paula healthy and friendly, but his father Jeff is also alive. and the family is fairly well off. Felix is officially put off by Oliver and his lies. Despite him attempting to defend himself, Felix tells him to leave Saltburn after the party. During the party, Farla shows up and mocks Oliver, saying that he has less of a place there at Saltburn than Farla does. When the party sings for Oliver, the guests don't even know his name, leaving him upset. Oliver then goes into the family's maze outside the mansion, where he finds Felix. Oliver attempts to save their friendship. He suddenly runs to the side like he has to vomit. When he is done, he told Felix he doesn't care anymore. In the morning, Oliver overhears people frantically calling out for Felix. The family finds him dead in the middle of the maze where he and Oliver had been arguing. Farla and Venetia collapse to the ground in horror. Oliver later sits down for an uncomfortable lunch with the family. Oliver accuses Farla for taking drugs at the party, and it may have contributed to Felix's death. Felix's father then tells the butler to search his room and tells Farla to get out of the house, and no financial support will be given to him. Few days later, Felix's funeral takes place. Everyone is sad and crying at the funeral, although Oliver he is heartbroken that his best friend is dead. After Felix's funeral, Elspeth asks Oliver to continue staying at Saltburn. Oliver goes into the bathroom while Venetia is bathing, and she begins to accuse him of preying on her family, as he seemed to be obsessed with Felix despite knowing him for barely 6 months. The next day, Venetia is also found dead, having slit her wrists in the tub after her funeral. James demands that Oliver leave Saltburn and even offers to pay him off to leave. Over a decade passes, with Oliver long having left Saltburn. He reads in a newspaper that James has died. He then runs into Elspeth at a coffee shop, where she is happy to see him. After they catch up, she invites him to go back to Saltburn. The film then reveals that Oliver has been talking to Elspeth, who is on her deathbed. He then confesses as she lays dying that he was responsible for everything that has happened to her family. Oliver punctured Felix's bike tire in an effort to meet him and enter his life. He poisoned Felix in the maze after giving him a bottle he drank from, but Oliver had vomited the poison out. He also slipped razor blades next to Venetia to give her the idea to commit suicide. Oliver had also sent an email to get Farla removed from Saltburn, and later managed to get Elspeth to sign over all her assets to Oliver, effectively allowing him to inherit all of Saltburn. Oliver once again talks about how he loved and hated Felix, but was never in love with him. He then pulls out Elspeth's breathing tube to kill her. Oliver moves into the Catton's mansion, and later dances around the house naked to murder on the dance floor. Then story ends. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe, like and share for more content. Thank you.